movie show. There are only 3 of us tonight, as you can see. We've got... What did you have?
I was just going to say, I should have done this during Congo because it was such a boring one, but who's who? We've never gotten into this discussion. Because now that we're missing one...
The top left is the one that's gone.
That's Justin?
No, that's Matt.
Oh, that's Matt.
This one the head needs to be a little bigger.
You?
It needs to be a little bit more down here.
This is you? Okay. I thought this was Justin because he's always got a snide comment.
That's true.
He's like, this is me because I'm always like, I love everything. I'm happy.
Okay. Can I be the guy then, Matt? Can I be Matt's?
Sure.
Yeah. That looks lawyerish.
Sure.
Good. Now we've got that
Always
cleared
a
up.
little bit mean. Can't trust him. Okay, so back on track. As I mentioned, the 3 of us.
Jeremy,
Zach,
and I'm Brandon. I'll be hosting. And we're going to talk about the Two Towers, the second in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Wait, second or...
second.
Oh, Return of the King.
Yeah.
Yes. No, we're not going to talk about Return of the King.
Oh, I thought we were doing Return of the King.
No, we could have, but that's not what I watched this week.
Sorry.
The tickle fight will have to wait for another day. There's plenty on that one to talk about, and
that's the best part. It's horrible. I need a
so uncomfortable. Okay, so in the second one, the Two Towers.
Carry on. I forgot my
you
job.
could pull
I'm getting fired.
It has just some notable cast members. Rudy. What's his Elijah Wood? He's been in other stuff.
You know what movie I remember him in is the Armageddon knockoff movie.
Oh, Deep Impact?
Yeah.
Deep Impact, yes. We had... oh, man. Am I looking at the right movie?
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah. Billy Boyd.
The pirate movies.
It's got a...
Sam Comery.
No,
Oh, who's Cate Blanchett in it?
she's the elf queen in the forest.
Oh, the mysterious...
Yeah, the creepy where you don't know if she's good or bad.
Yeah, she's sort of weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, let me give you the 30-second rundown of...
Viggo Mortensen, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work for Viggo Mortensen.
Wasn't he in Witness?
Yes. He was an Amish.
A long time ago.
Yep. I used to work for, I'm pretty positive it was him, an undercover, named Brady Whittingham.
That's an alias that I wouldn't have come up with for Viggo Mortensen.
Actually, truthfully, he's the brother of the coach of at the University of Utah, Kyle Whittingham.
What was his name?
Brady Whittingham. Anyway, also known as Viggo.
Viggo Mortensen. So 30-second rundown if you...
We're like 6 minutes into the podcast.
It's best if you've seen the first one, The Fellowship of the Ring, when they gather together. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but they form a little group, a band of misfits, if you will. I'm going to get killed by big fans. It's actually a very good show as well. But this band of... I won't call them misfits. Great heroes.
Yeah.
They're the Fellowship.
They set off on a quest to figure out first what to do with the ring, and then they determine that it's up to Frodo to destroy the ring. He has to take it to
Mordor.
Thank you. To Mordor.
Not to be confused with Mount Doom from The Hobbit.
Yes, and at the same time, some of his friends, the human, elf, and dwarf, they're off trying to rally the troops, right? The other humans and everybody else to fight the orcs.
This whole movie, you've got 2 plots going, or 2 lanes. That's right.
Yes.
It's
and
like 2 different
spoiler alert, Gandalf,
2 of them.
if you haven't seen it, in the first one, Gandalf the Grey fights the evil...
Shadow...
Yes, mysterious creature.
Shadow
Deep.
Dark.
Shadow Deep. Oh no,
I
that's
think that is a demon, some sort of demon or something. He calls it something like that. Anyway,
fiery.
You shall not pass.
Yes. Anyway, so then he comes back. Yes, thank you. As Gandalf the White.
Great. Oh, sorry.
So how did he become white? I don't know the history. I don't know
It
He
doesn't.
dies. He comes.
So he died, but then he came back.
Yes.
Does he
That's
really
why.
die though? You thought he lands on something and fights him off and wins and.
No. Remember, he fights him off and wins, but then he grabs him as they're going down, and he explains that he died, that he'd been away. I thought.
I totally missed that
Yeah,
part.
wow.
So
I just don't know how.
please
it works.
watch. Let us know if you agree or disagree with Zach's interpretation. Anyway, moving on. So, so there are the two different plots. You follow the two hobbits, Frodo and
Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise. I'll call him Rudy. It's much easier. So Frodo and Rudy and Schmeagol.
Smeagol.
Smeagol.
He's not German. Smeagol. Oh, my precious.
So that other little guy, he hangs out with them, and he's a weird dude. And so they're slowly making their way through all of the horrible things.
Land.
I mean, they cross a mountain, and they run into orcs at one point. They get taken by humans. It's a long path. And my favorite part of the movie is actually when the other half of the group, when they go and meet up with the one set of humans. I can't.
The writers
Oh,
of Rohan.
Rohan.
Of Rohan. When they,
Man, you're good.
It's creepy.
the other one's Gondor or something
Right.
like that. So anyway, so they get with Rohan, and then they go to the castle thing.
The white.
Something pass. Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep. Oh my gosh, you're
Dude,
like
you are on it.
You are Justin's
I don't know.
replacement tonight. So anyway, so they go to Helm's Deep, and that's when they're gonna make it the kind of their last stand, and all those elves show up. It's
a good
It
one.
was very
it's really-
exciting.
It's a good one.
They sneak attack them right, and they bring in the bombs and blow up the one weak spot.
Dude, I don't need to watch the movie. You've gone through it all.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay,
This
so
is
anyway,
awesome.
and there you go, and that's the rundown. He's taking the ring, and
They're still going. You know, the reason why I like this movie is because everybody has to come together. So it's kind of the uplifting. We have to work together in order to win, and so they rally everybody, and because they do that, they're able to survive. Because they get help from the elves and others, they're able to.
Yeah, that they lay it out that they've sort of not gotten along for a long time, right? For various reasons, the different groups, I guess they're species, I don't know, but they don't get along. They don't work together. The hobbits stay in one area. The elves are by themselves. The two sets of humans don't really get along. The Ents, we forgot about.
Oh,
The
right,
Ents.
the Ents.
The other two hobbits who meet up with the tree people and try to convince them to also go and fight and support the cause.
So, Elijah Wood is trading higher than Samwise Gamgee, Sean. However, Sean, look at that peak. Sean's going crazy right now. He must be up to something. Anyway,
He's fantastic, Rudy.
Way to go, Rudy.
He's brought a lot of joy to my heart from Rudy.
So,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, when you first said you were doing Two Towers, I was thinking the Tickle Fest. I was thinking
Return of the King.
Return of the King. And so I did have a few negative things. But you're right. I think that Two Towers might be the best out of all three. The first one was really good. You know, it laid the foundation, that kind of stuff.
It does.
I thought that Return of the King, since we're not talking about that, I'll keep it short. Number one, the Tickle Fest really was horribly annoying. Like the last 20 minutes of that film, I thought it was horrible.
Yeah.
You're not 20 minutes, like 45.
Well, like throw the ring in the
Maybe
fire.
the last hour.
Do a
And
couple
then,
high fives,
and
hug,
you're
get
out of
back to
there.
Hobbit, get married, and then be done.
Yeah, close it off.
Close it off. But then also the other negative thing I had is from beginning to end, it was non-stop action, which you'd think would be good, but there was no, like, you were so tired by the end. It was just like non-stop 9,000 RPM of impending doom for 2 hours. And so there was no like rise and release and rise and release. Now
you're talking about by 2 hours the first ending.
Yeah, and
not
have
the
you ever watched
hour
the
and a half
extended
later.
edition of those?
No.
Oh,
So
Judy.
that final is like an extra hour now, because
So it's like 5 hours.
well, they have a circus and.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not. But it seemed like it was really
Pillow
bad.
fight is extended.
The pillow fight's extended. I'm just
Yeah.
so happy.
So
A lot of hearts were touched.
I was gonna say real quick. I do like how they do the special effects on that to make them look tall and short and stuff. It's really interesting. But at that tickle fight, you can totally tell that they're like looking off somewhere, laughing at the little hobbits wrestling on the bed. It makes me laugh because it doesn't look right.
it doesn't look right on many levels. But yeah, Two Towers, I would say, awesome. Gets a little cheesy. I didn't like how. I mean, I get that they're heroes and all that, but it just seemed like when they're fighting at the last Helm's Deep, that really his name's not Slider. What's his?
Strider.
Strider. Really like Strider, the elf, and
what's his other name though?
What's his real name? I don't know.
Keep scrolling because you haven't even found him yet.
Legolas.
That's
the elf, right? Legolas.
How is he not?
I know. Well, look, and like Elijah Wood isn't at the top. Anyway, like those three could have taken on the entire world in one, and that got a little cheesy. You know, like they're just hacking limbs and everything, and we've got giant elephants that are killing 50 people at a time, and Legolas just kind of dances up to one and pokes him in the eye, and he falls over. And
Return of the King.
Are we messing this up?
Yeah.
Aren't I?
Yeah. Either way, when they're at Helm's
Anyway,
Deep, though,
Helm's
they
Deep,
do.
they're just like.
I mean, he's counting them off. It's actually kind of cool, but at the same time, yeah.
Oh, that's the one where they run down the main path. You know, the path is just like chock full of orcs or bad guys.
I think they throw the dwarf.
Yeah,
over
they throw the dwarf
over.
And then like three of them just run down, and they're just like, and now everybody
slide down on the shield on the stairs. Yeah.
So it was cool.
Aragon,
thank you. It was cool, but you kind of had to give it a little license. Like, okay, whatever, we'll just accept this. Because the movie itself is so awesome, we'll put up with this little part.
It is so awesome.
I thought it was.
It was good.
It was. Tons of good action, tons of good fighting scenes. He's awesome with the bow. And there were a few moments, but you kind of just let that go because the battle is pretty cool. I mean, you just see those
it's just so
thousands upon thousands of orcs coming in, and they're in this castle. I mean, to the boy, I mean, like, you just imagine that, right? Growing up, you're like, this is it. This is what you get your little guys out, and you set them up, and they're in the castle and waiting for it to. It's awesome.
And there's nothing fake. I mean, we're not telling you anything you haven't known. If you haven't seen this show, then you got to move out from the cave that you've been living in for the past 20 years. But I mean, there's nothing fake about it. There's nothing unrealistic, like in the special effects.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I was gonna say, other than the story is.
Totally fictional.
No, but I mean, like the whole time you're watching it, there's no part where you're like, "Is that a blue screen?" Or like, "Oh, that orc looks so."
They
fake.
did a really, really
like
good
the parts
job.
that you don't like about it are, "Oh, there's too much action." You know,
they
spent like billions or hundreds of millions of dollars. But
getting too tired of all the deaths.
Yeah,
there's too many arrows in people's
eyes. And I think there's so many cool things. You know, the ladders and the way they did it. And the guys are already on there as they're swinging them up and trying to climb in and. I didn't understand the one part when they're pushing the battering ram. They've got it all surrounded, right? And then guys just jump off. Do you notice that?
Yeah, maybe they fell off.
Well, they sort of like to uncover it. They start moving out of the way, and it looks like they just fall off the bridge.
Well, maybe they just sacrificed for the.
They're not smart.
The fiery wolf.
That's part of it.
Fiery wolf head. I think that's what.
Anyway, it's a
comment.
It's a great movie. There are probably some things that.
Yeah.
But the one guy's under the spell. That's kind of cool too. When they come in.
Anybody looking forward to The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Is that going to be good? Is that going to be thumbs up, thumbs down?
I hope it's good.
Although, I've seen the cartoon version, and I don't know if you can beat that.
That is.
It's by Peter Jackson,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so he's back to do it.
I think he was, unless he's changed. But
Has that been added yet?
I would like to watch.
Doesn't the cartoon have like a song at the will, the way, or something like that?
Yeah.
I've seen it a million times.
But so do the books. Apparently, the books.
The Hop. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say the books. There's songs and stuff in it. I haven't read them, but I've heard that there's songs.
The Hobbit's in there and is holding steady. Well, it had a little dip there, but yeah. So get in. Let your voice be heard.
And I, unfortunately, I can't even think of a lot of negative to say about it. It's fun. It's long. It is long. You have to be prepared to. It's like
not
3
Return
hours.
of the King.
Right?
It's a commitment.
It is not 5 hours.
Right.
And at least for me, there isn't a point where I'm just dying. That I'm hoping it ends. I was fine and watched it. I've watched it several times, and all the way through each time, it's fine. I'm not. The Return of the King. There's that point where you think it's over, and even at that point, you're at least like, oh, that
You
was
could turn
pretty
it
good.
off and be completely happy.
Yes, and then but no, and you have the second ending, and the tickle fight, and then the 9th ending and 10th ending.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure, but I think it ends.
Dumb.
I might have left at that point.
It never ended.
It's still going. There's $17 I was
So if you had any negative comments, let us know. I'd love to hear about it. Give some variety to it. But thanks for watching. From us here, check us out on Average Joe Movie Show on Facebook. Average Joe Movie Show, is that it?
Facebook.com/Average Joe Movie Show.
Average Joe Movie Show. YouTube, Average Joe Movie Show. Do some trading on the FSA Stock Exchange. Check us out, especially me.
Hey,
By me.
we've slashed the commissions on FSA Stock Exchange for the month of March, starting now. So get in and trade.
Yeah. Have some fun with it. It's
Low fees.
a good time.
All right.
Out.
Sweet.